She slammed the door of the dorm room so hard the posters rattled on the walls, her eyes blazing with fury as tears streamed down her face. "How could you do this to us, Jordan? After everything we've built?" Nova's voice cracked, echoing through the hallway where curious heads poked out from other rooms. But in that shattering moment, Jordan dropped to one knee, pulling a small velvet box from her pocket, her own hands trembling as she whispered, "Because I can't lose you. Marry me, Nova, and let's fight this together." The autumn leaves swirled like confetti around the quad at Evergreen University in Seattle, Washington, where the Pacific Northwest's misty air carried the scent of fresh rain and coffee from the nearby student union. Nova Thompson, a junior majoring in environmental science, had always found solace in the campus's lush greenery, a far cry from her conservative upbringing in rural Texas. She adjusted her backpack, her auburn hair tied back in a practical ponytail, as she scanned the crowd for Jordan Reyes, the charismatic senior from New York City studying journalism. Their paths had crossed in a gender studies class last semester, sparking a connection that felt as inevitable as the tide pulling at Puget Sound. Jordan appeared from behind the library steps, her short dark curls bouncing with each stride, a leather jacket slung over her graphic tee that read "Question Everything." She grinned that lopsided smile that made Nova's heart skip. "Ready for our epic campus date? I packed a picnic with your favorite, avocado toast and those vegan brownies from the co-op." Nova laughed, linking arms with her, feeling the warmth of Jordan's hand against her own. It had been 6 months since their first awkward coffee meetup turned into a late-night confession under the stars. In a world that still whispered judgments about two women in love, their relationship was a quiet rebellion, built on stolen glances and shared dreams. As they wandered toward the Arboretum, the conversation flowed effortlessly. Jordan animatedly described her latest article pitch on LGBTQ+ rights in higher education, her eyes lighting up with passion. "Imagine if we could change things here, Nova. Make this campus a real safe space." Nova nodded, her mind drifting to her own fears. Her parents back home, devout Baptists who viewed her phase as a sin. She hadn't come out to them yet, but with Jordan she felt invincible. They settled on a blanket under a towering oak, the sun filtering through leaves in dappled patterns. Jordan fed Nova a bite of brownie, their fingers brushing, sending sparks up her arm. But as the afternoon wore on, a shadow crept in. Jordan's phone buzzed incessantly, and she silenced it with a frown. "Just work stuff," she muttered, but Nova caught a glimpse of the name Mia. Her ex from high school, the one Jordan swore was ancient history. Unease gnawed at Nova, but she pushed it aside, focusing on the way Jordan's laugh echoed like music. They talked about the future, grad school, maybe moving to San Francisco together, building a life where they could be open and free. "You're my anchor, Nova," Jordan said softly, pulling her close for a kiss that tasted like chocolate and promise. The date took a turn when they decided to grab coffee at the Union. As they queued up, a familiar face approached. Sarah, Nova's roommate and supposed best friend. Sarah's eyes widened in mock surprise. "Oh, hey guys. Fancy seeing you two together." Her tone dripped with something Nova couldn't place. Jealousy? Disapproval? Jordan tensed beside her. Later, as they strolled back to the dorms, Jordan's phone rang again. This time she answered, stepping away. Nova overheard snippets. "Mia, not now. I told you it's over." Her stomach dropped. Confrontation brewed like a storm over the sound. Back in Nova's dorm, the air thickened with unspoken words. "Who's Mia really, Jordan? Why is she calling?" Nova's voice was steady, but her hands shook. Jordan sighed, running a hand through her curls. "She's just going through stuff. Old habits die hard, but it's nothing." Nova wanted to believe her, but doubt seated itself deep. That night, as they lay in bed, Jordan held her tight, whispering apologies and affirmations. Yet, the crack had formed, invisible but insidious. The next weeks blurred into a whirlwind of midterms and mounting tension. Nova threw herself into her studies, volunteering at the campus environmental club to distract from the nagging suspicion. Jordan, meanwhile, seemed distant, her articles piling up as excuses for late nights. One evening, Nova found a crumpled note in Jordan's jacket. "Meet me at the old spot. We need to talk." "Mia." Her world tilted. She confronted Jordan in the quad, voices rising amid curious onlookers. "Is this what our love means? Secrets and lies?" Jordan's face crumpled. Nova, it's not what you think. Mia's in trouble, family issues. I was just helping. But the explanation rang hollow. Hurt propelled Nova away, slamming doors and hearts. In the solitude of her room she wept, questioning everything. How had their perfect romance fractured so quickly? Yet, beneath the pain, love lingered, a stubborn flame refusing to extinguish. As the chapter of doubt closed, a glimmer emerged. Jordan showed up at Nova's door with flowers, begging for a chance to explain fully. They talked through the night, peeling back layers of vulnerability. Mia was indeed an ex, but the calls were about support, not rekindling. Trust teetered, but Nova chose to lean in, their bond strengthening through the storm. Little did she know bigger tempests loomed. Family interventions, societal pressures, and a betrayal that would test their limits. Winter descended on Evergreen University like a blanket of unspoken truths, the campus paths slick with ice that mirrored the chill in Nova and Jordan's relationship. They had patched things up after the Mia incident, but scars remained, faint lines of mistrust that surfaced in quiet arguments. Nova buried herself in research for her thesis on climate change impacts in the Northwest, spending hours in the library where the hum of fluorescent lights drowned out her inner turmoil. Jordan, on the other hand, channeled her energy into investigative journalism, uncovering stories of discrimination on campus that hit too close to home. One crisp December afternoon, they attended a holiday mixer at the LGBTQ+ center, string lights twinkling like stars against the gray sky. Jordan's hand in Nova's felt reassuring, a public declaration in a space that celebrated them. "See? We're unbreakable," Jordan murmured, kissing Nova's temple. But as the evening progressed, whispers circulated. Sarah, Nova's roommate, pulled her aside. "I need to tell you something. It's about Jordan." Her eyes gleamed with what Nova mistook for concern. Sarah revealed texts she'd accidentally seen on Jordan's phone. Flirty messages to Mia, plans to meet. Nova's heart plummeted. "Why are you telling me this now?" she demanded. Sarah shrugged. "Because you're my friend and you deserve better." Devastated, Nova stormed out, confronting Jordan in the parking lot under falling snow. "Is it true? Are you cheating?" Jordan's denial was vehement, but evidence mounted when Nova checked Jordan's phone later. Messages that seemed damning. The betrayal cut deep, a knife twist in the drama of their young love. Nova ended things that night, her voice breaking as she packed Jordan's things. "I thought we were real, but this is too much," Jordan pleaded, tears freezing on her cheeks. "It's a setup, Nova. Sarah's jealous. She's always had a thing for you." But doubt clouded Nova's judgment. Alone, she called her parents for the first time in months, coming out in a flood of emotion. Their response was a mix of shock and conditional love. "Come home for Christmas. We'll figure this out." Back in Texas, the southern warmth clashed with the cold reception. Her father, a stoic rancher, quoted Bible verses, while her mother hugged her tightly, whispering, "We love you, but this lifestyle." Nova felt torn between worlds, the progressive campus life with Jordan and the traditional roots that anchored her. Phone calls from Jordan went unanswered, each voicemail a plea laced with desperation. "I didn't betray you, Nova." Sarah fabricated those texts. "Please believe me." Meanwhile, Jordan dove into proving her innocence. She confronted Sarah, who confessed under pressure. Jealousy had driven her to Photoshop messages, aiming to split them up. "I thought if you were out of the picture, Nova would see me." The revelation spread like wildfire across campus social media, exposing Sarah's deceit. Jordan's article on manipulation in relationships went viral in student circles, but her heart ached for Nova. As Christmas lights illuminated the Texas ranch, Nova reflected on their love, the laughter in coffee shops, hikes in the Olympics, quiet nights dreaming of a shared future. A package arrived. A journal from Jordan, filled with letters chronicling their story, ending with, "Our love isn't perfect, but it's ours. Come back to me." Touched, Nova booked a flight back to Seattle, her mind racing with forgiveness and fear. Reuniting at the airport was electric, hugs turning to tears. "I should have trusted you," Nova admitted. Jordan shook her head. "We both messed up. But let's rebuild." They spent New Year's Eve in a cozy cabin near Mount Rainier, snow blanketing the world outside as they rekindled their flame with deep conversations and tender moments. Yet, external pressures mounted. Nova's parents demanded she straighten out, and campus rumors lingered. The spring semester brought new challenges. Jordan's journalism internship in DC loomed, threatening separation. Nova grappled with her identity, joining support groups where stories of resilience inspired her. Their love deepened amid the drama, but a family visit to campus escalated tensions. Nova's parents arrived unannounced, witnessing a kiss in the quad. Disapproval boiled over in a heated dinner. "This isn't right, Novandra. Think about your future." The confrontation forced Nova to choose family or love. In a moment of raw emotion, she stood her ground. "Jordan is my future." Her parents left hurt, but seeds of understanding were planted. Jordan, supportive yet scared, whispered, "I'm proud of you." Their bond, forged in fire, felt unbreakable, but life had more twists in store. Spring bloomed across Evergreen University, cherry blossoms painting the quad in pinks and whites, a metaphor for renewal in Nova and Jordan's turbulent romance. They navigated the aftermath of betrayal and family strife with cautious optimism, holding hands more tightly in public, a silent vow against the world's judgments. Nova's environmental advocacy took her to protests in Portland, where chants for change echoed her internal fight for acceptance. Jordan, preparing for her DC internship, wrote pieces on queer rights that garnered national attention, her words a love letter to their community. But drama lurked in the shadows. Mia reappeared, not as a threat but in crisis. Her family had disowned her after she came out. Jordan, ever the helper, offered support, but transparency this time kept Nova in the loop. "I trust you," Nova said, though a flicker of old doubt remained. Their dates evolved into meaningful escapades. Road trips to the Oregon coast, where waves crashed like their emotions, and quiet picnics where they shared fears. "What if distance breaks us?" Jordan confessed one sunset. Nova squeezed her hand. "It won't. We're stronger now." High drama struck when Nova's thesis presentation coincided with a campus scandal. Jordan's exposé revealed administrative cover-ups of harassment against LGBTQ+ students, implicating a dean friendly with Nova's advisor. Retaliation came swift. Nova's funding was threatened. Whispers of plagiarism circulated. "This is payback," Jordan realized, guilt weighing heavy. Nova stood firm, rallying allies in a student-led campaign. Protests filled the quad, signs waving under sunny skies. Love wins, truth prevails. In the chaos, their love provided sanctuary. Late nights in the library turned intimate, foreheads touching over books, whispers of encouragement. But a deeper conflict brewed. Jordan's internship offer expanded to a full-time job post-graduation. "DC could be our fresh start," she urged. Nova hesitated, tied to her West Coast roots and ongoing projects. "What about us here? My family." Arguments flared, passionate and tearful, echoing the kitsch of American rom-coms but laced with real stakes. A turning point came during Pride Month. Seattle's parade pulsed with energy, rainbows everywhere. Nova and Jordan marched hand in hand, surrounded by friends who'd witnessed their saga. Amid the cheers, Nova realized the depth of their commitment. "I can't imagine this without you," she told Jordan later, in a rooftop bar overlooking the city lights. Jordan's eyes softened. "Then come with me. We can fight for the environment from anywhere." But betrayal reared again, this time from within. A close friend, envious of their spotlight, leaked private emails to the campus paper, twisting their story into sensational gossip. Headlines screamed, "Journalist and activist. Love or scandal?" Hurt and humiliated, Nova withdrew, questioning if their love invited too much scrutiny. Jordan, furious, confronted the friend, but the damage was done. "Is this what our life will be? Constant battles?" Nova cried. They separated briefly, a break to breathe. Nova flew home to Texas, seeking solace in familiar fields. Her parents, softened by time, listened without judgment. "Love isn't easy, honey. But if she's the one." Her mother's words sparked hope. Jordan, in DC for a trial week, felt the void acutely, wandering monuments alone, reflecting on their journey. From campus flirtations to profound partnership, reconciliation beckoned. Jordan cut her trip short, showing up at Nova's door with a plane ticket. "I turned down the full offer. We decide together." Embraces turned to plans. Compromise, with Jordan freelancing remotely while Nova finished her degree. Their love, tested by fire, emerged resilient, a testament to human connection. As summer approached, whispers of forever grew. Jordan hinted at surprises, her eyes twinkling with secrets. Nova, oblivious, focused on healing family ties, inviting her parents to visit again, this time with open hearts. The stage set for climax, their story poised on the edge of transformation. Summer heat waves rolled over Seattle, turning the campus into a lazy haze of barbecues and impromptu gatherings, but for Nova and Jordan, it amplified the intensity of their rekindled flame. They rented a small apartment off campus, a cozy space filled with plants and books, symbolizing their commitment to a shared life. Mornings began with coffee on the balcony, overlooking the bustling city, where they discussed dreams beyond college. Nova's nonprofit aspirations, Jordan's book on queer narratives in America. Yet lingering shadows from past dramas cast doubts. Nova's parents visited, a tentative olive branch. Dinner at a waterfront restaurant was civil, but tensions simmered. "We're trying to understand," her father said gruffly. Jordan charmed them with stories of her immigrant family's resilience, drawing parallels to their own struggles. By evening's end, hugs replaced handshakes, a small victory in their human saga. "They're coming around," Nova whispered later, relief washing over her. Conflict resurfaced when Jordan's ex-mentor offered a high-profile job in New York, pulling at her ambitions. "It's a chance to make real change," Jordan argued. Nova felt the pull of abandonment. "What about our plans here?" The fight escalated, words like daggers in the humid night. "You're holding me back," Jordan shouted, regretting it instantly. Nova stormed out, wandering the streets, tears mingling with sweat. In a park bench solitude, she pondered their love's worth. Passionate? Yes, but exhausting. Jordan searched for her, finding Nova by the lake where they'd shared their first kiss. "I'm sorry. Ambition blinded me." They talked until dawn, vulnerabilities laid bare. Jordan confessed fears of inadequacy, Nova her abandonment issues from childhood. The catharsis deepened their bond, turning pain into empathy. "We're in this together," they vowed, sealing it with a kiss under the rising sun. As August waned, Nova organized a campus environmental fair, Jordan documenting it for her portfolio. Success felt sweet, but a health scare added drama. Nova fainted from stress, revealing anemia. Jordan nursed her, role reversal highlighting their interdependence. "You scare me sometimes," Jordan admitted, holding her close. Recovery brought introspection. Life's fragility, love's priority. The high point approached subtly. Jordan planned a campus date redux, echoing their beginning. They picnicked in the arboretum, laughter flowing freer now. But as dessert arrived, Jordan's demeanor shifted. "Remember our first fight? How I almost lost you?" Nova nodded, puzzled. Then in a move that echoed their hook, Jordan knelt, box in hand. "Nova Thompson, you've been my storm and my calm. Marry me and let's write our forever." Shock rippled through Nova, joy exploding like fireworks. "Yes. 1,000 times yes." Cheers from hidden friends, reconciled ones like Mia. Even Sarah from afar erupted. The proposal, born from chaos, symbolized redemption. News spread, inspiring others on campus. Post-engagement, they navigated practicalities. A small wedding in the quad, family attending with growing acceptance. Nova's parents walked her down the aisle in spirit, if not literally. Jordan's New York dreams merged with Nova's West Coast roots. A compromise in Brooklyn, where activism thrived. Their story, rich in emotion, taught lessons of forgiveness and growth. Betrayals faded, replaced by unwavering support. As they honeymooned in Hawaii, waves lapping at their feet, Nova reflected. Love wasn't a fairy tale, but a human endeavor, messy and magnificent. Fall returned to Evergreen University, leaves turning gold as Nova and Jordan's engagement ringed their fingers like promises etched in metal. The campus buzzed with their story, a beacon for queer students navigating similar waters. They balanced wedding plans with finals, invitations sent to mended bridges. Nova's parents, Jordan's extended family from the East Coast, even reformed friends. "It's surreal," Nova mused over brunch at a hip Seattle cafe. Jordan grinned. From drama queens to engaged fiancés, who'd have thought? But life, ever the dramatist, threw curveballs. Jordan's article series caught the eye of a major publisher, offering a book deal that required cross-country travel. This could launch my career, she said excitedly. Nova supported her, but anxiety crept in, echoes of past separations. Go, but come back to me. Jordan's absences tested them, late-night calls bridging the gap, laced with longing. I miss your smile, Jordan would say, her voice crackling over the line. A deeper conflict arose when Nova's family pressured for a traditional wedding. No offense, but 2 brides. How does that work? Her mother asked innocently. Nova laughed it off, but it stung, highlighting ongoing acceptance struggles. Jordan, sensing the hurt, organized a surprise. A family Zoom call where she shared her own coming-out story, humanizing their love. Tears flowed, barriers crumbling. Your family now, Nova's father gruffly admitted. High drama peaked at the rehearsal dinner. An uninvited guest, Sarah seeking closure, appeared, apologies tumbling out. I was wrong. Jealousy blinded me. Forgiveness wasn't easy, but Nova extended it, embodying the story's humanistic core. We've all grown. The night ended in toasts, laughter mingling with reflections on their journey. The wedding day dawned bright, the quad transformed with flowers and fairy lights. Nova walked toward Jordan in a simple white dress, Jordan in a tailored suit, their eyes locking in a moment of pure romance. Vows exchanged were poetic. Through betrayals and storms, you've been my light. Rings slipped on, sealing a union forged in fire. Cheers erupted, a rainbow flag waving proudly. Post-wedding, they settled in Brooklyn, a vibrant hub where Nova founded an eco-consultancy and Jordan wrote her book. Challenges persisted, societal biases, career juggles, but their love provided the anchor. Visits to Texas and New York blended families, creating a tapestry of acceptance. Years later, at their alma mater's reunion, they shared their tale with wide-eyed students. Love isn't without pain, Nova said, but it's worth every tear. Jordan added, it's human, flawed, beautiful, resilient. Their story, ending on a hopeful note, inspired many. A testament that from unexpected endings come profound beginnings. In quiet moments, they'd reminisce about that knee-bent proposal, how it changed everything. Their life together was an American dream reimagined. Kitschy, emotional, romantic, and deeply human. No fairy tale perfection, but a real, enduring love that defied odds, proving that even in heartbreak, redemption awaits.